Myself, Dr. Suresh Padsala, Pathology, Government Medical College, Surat. Today's topic is myopathies. The myopathies are neuromuscular disorder in which the primary symptom is muscle weakness due to dysfunction of muscle fiber. Other symptoms of myopathies can include muscle cramps, stiffness, and spasm. Myopathies can be inherited, such as the muscular dystrophies, or acquired, such as common muscle cramps. Now, myopathies pathophysiology, disruption of the structural integrity and metabolic process of the muscle cells can result from genetic abnormalities, toxins, inflammation, infection, and hormonal and electrolyte imbalances. Now, classification. Myopathies may be divided into two main categories. First, acquired, then inherited. Onset with relatively longer duration of disease suggested an inherited myopathies, and sudden or subacute presentation at a later age is more consistent with an acquired myopathy. Inherited myopathies further subclassified as muscular dystrophy, congenital myopathies, mitochondrial myopathies, and metabolic myopathies, while acquired myopathies can be subclassified as inflammatory myopathies, toxic myopathies, and myopathies associated with systemic condition. Many causes of myopathies. In acquired myopathies, there is inflammatory myopathies, polymyositis, dermatomyositis, inclusion body myositis, infection, in which viral infection due to HIV, influenza, EBV virus, bacterial, spirochetes, parasitic infection such as trichomonas, toxic myopathies in medication like steroids, cholesterol lowering medication, propranolol, amiodarone, toxins, alcohol, etc. Now, myopathy is associated with systemic disease like endocrine disorder, thyroid, parathyroid, pituitary, or adrenal dysfunction, systemic inflammatory disease like SLE, rheumatoid arthritis, scleroderma, Sjogren's syndrome, mixed connective disease, sarcoidosis, electrolyte imbalances, then hypophosphatemia, amyloidosis, etc. And now there is inherited myopathies, muscular dystrophy, dystrophinopathy, myotonic dystrophy 1 and 2, facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy, oculopharyngeal muscular dystrophy, limb girdle muscular dystrophy. Then congenital myopathies are Namelin myopathy, central core myopathy. Now, metabolic myopathies like acid maltase or acid alpha 1,4-glucosidase deficiency or POMS disease, glycogen storage disease, ornithine deficiency, fatty acid oxidation defect, ornithine transferase deficiency, etc. Now, mitochondrial myopathies, myoclonic epilepsy and ragged red fibers, mitochondrial myopathy, lactic acidosis and strokes, mitochondrial neurogastrointestinal encephalomyopathy, progressive external ophthalmoplegia. Now, clinical features of myopathies are characterized by motor symptoms in the absence of any sensory involvement. Most myopathies manifest with weakness involving the proximal muscles. Commonly, pelvic girdle muscles are involved before and much more severely than shoulder girdle muscles. Some myopathies are associated with atypical distribution of weakness, such as inclusion body, myositis, and inflammatory myopathies. seen typically in older men that manifest with weakness in the finger flexors and quadriceps. Then dermatomyositis, more common in female, peak incidence in children and age 40 to 60 years, symmetrical proximal muscle weakness, pelvic girdle, most commonly involved. Then other is polymyositis female. Polymyositis, it is more common in female 20 to 50 years of age, and pelvic girdle more commonly involved. Then inclusion body myositis, more common in men more than 50 years of age, and there is asymmetrical quadricep muscle weakness and finger flexor muscle weakness. Then hypothyroid myopathy affects 30 to 80% of the patient with hypothyroidism. Proximal symmetrical pelvic weakness is more common. Pseudohypertrophy of muscle is seen. Then hyperthyroid myopathies affect 50 to 82% of patients with hyperthyroidism. Symmetrical proximal weakness, atrophy, some distal muscle involvement is also there. Then myopathies due to sarcoidosis, which is asymptomatic muscle involvement, less than 50% of the sarcoidosis patient. Symmetrical proximal muscle weakness is seen. Focal muscle weakness from sarcoid granuloma. Then critical illness myopathy, at least as prevalent as critical illness neuropathy, affects approximate 60% of the patient with prolonged ICU stay. Symmetrical proximal weakness is more common. Then myopathy due to amyloid, it is rare and proximal muscle weakness is more common. Pseudohypertrophy of muscle and palpable muscle nodules also seen. Then inherited myopathies, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, 1 in 3500 male birth, and most common age less than 13 years. Symmetrical proximal girdle weakness is seen, and there is calf pseudohypertrophy and ankle contractures is there. Then limb girdle muscle dystrophy, 1 per 15,000 of birth and population. Proximal pelvic weakness is more common with scapular winging and calf hypertrophy. And myotonic dystrophy 1 and 2, approximate 2.5 to 5 per 1 lakh population. Distal muscle weakness predominantly in DM1, while proximal muscle weakness is common in DM2. Then clinical myotonia, difficulty in relaxing after a forced muscle contraction is also seen. Then oculopharyngeal muscular dystrophy, relatively rare, rarely present with distal muscle weakness. Now facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy, approximate 4 in 1 lakh population. Face and arm weakness, scapular winging and later distal leg muscle weakness is present. Then mitochondrial myopathies, 1 per 8,000 population, and in which exercise intolerance and proximal girdle muscle weakness is there. Then acid maltase deficiency or glycogen storage disorder type 2, in which proximal girdle weakness is present. Now diagnosis, confirm the presence of muscle disease by laboratory test of creatinine, phosphokinase, aldolase, liver function test and lactate dehydrogenase test. Then identify etiology by complete blood count with differential count, complete metabolic panel, thyroid function test, parathyroid hormone level, sedimentation rate, C-reactive protein and anti-nuclear antibody panel. Then suspected inflammatory etiology is diagnosed by myositis specific on autoantibody, anti-double stranded DNA antibody, anti-SCL70 antibody, anti-SSA and SSB antibody, anti-ribonucleoprotein antibody, rheumatoid factor, anti-PM1 antibody, angiotensin converting enzyme levels. Then suspected mitochondrial or metabolic myopathy diagnosed by serum lactate, by pyruvate, ammonia, coenzyme and Q10 levels, ischemic forum lactate test and ornithine levels. Then suspected amyloid myopathy diagnosed by immunofixation, electrophoresis of monoclonal protein in serum and urine. Then genetic testing for Duchenne muscular dystrophy is by detection of dystrophin gene, which is X-linked recessive disease, while Becker muscular dystrophy by dystrophin gene, which is X-linked recessive. Then Emery-Dreifuss muscular dystrophy by Embryon gene, which is also X-linked recessive disorder. Limb-girdle muscular dystrophy by lamin gene or alpinin and dyspharin. Fukutin related proteins, some are autosomal dominant and other are recessive, while facioscapulohumeral muscular dystrophy by D4Z4 deletion, which is autosomal dominant disease. Oculopharyngeal muscular dystrophy, GCG repeat expansion in poly A binding protein 2 gene, which is autosomal dominant. Then ischemic forum test, a traditional test used in the evaluation of suspected metabolic myopathy, is the ischemic forum test. Then electrodiagnostic study. The electromyogram is an electrical study of the nerve and muscle that plays an important role in confirming the presence, duration and severity of the myopathies. Then lastly, muscle biopsy. Histological examination of the muscle may be helpful in determining the specific type of muscle disease, especially in patients with a suspected inflammatory or infectious myopathies. Now, treatment of myopathies. In inherited myopathies, for most patients with congenital myopathies or muscular dystrophy, the treatment is largely supportive with physical therapy, occupational therapy, management of contracture, nutrition and genetic counseling. And patient with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, treatment with drug prednisone at the dose of 0.75 mg per kg per day has been shown to improve the strength and muscle bulk and slow the rate of natural progression of the disease. The patient should also be monitored over time for complications related to kyphoscoliosis or involvement of cardiac, respiratory or bulbar muscles. In patients with mitochondrial myopathies, small studies have shown some benefits with creatinine monohydrate, but no consistent benefit was seen with a coenzyme Q10 replacement. Finally, genetic counseling should be offered to all patients with inherited myopathies and their family members. While in acquired myopathies that result from systemic disease are best treated by correcting the underlying endocrine or electrolyte abnormalities. In patients with drug or toxin-induced rhabdomyolysis, withdrawal of the offending agent is key. Control of the underlying infection is important for bacterial, parasitic or spirochete-related myopathies as well as post-infectious inflammatory myositis. In HIV-related myositis, treatment with the combination of highly active antiretroviral therapy and steroid may be beneficial. Rhabdomyolysis, for patients who present with rhabdomyolysis, treatment is aimed at preventing kidney failure in the acute setting. Vigorous hydration with close monitoring of kidney function and electrolyte are paramount. In patients with an underlying metabolic myopathies, education about following a more moderate exercise program and avoiding intense exercise and fasting is necessary in preventing recurrent episodes. Measures that have been suggested to be helpful include sucrose loading before exercise in some glycogen storage disorder and a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet in patients with lipid storage disorder. Now, summary about myopathies. Myopathy refers to a skeletal and cardiac muscle dysfunction from various inherited metabolic, inflammatory, infectious or toxic etiology. Patient typically present with proximal muscle weakness of legs, more than arms with no sensory involvement. And the age of presentation, duration of illness, and distribution of weakness are helpful in determining the classification and etiology of myopathy. Serological testing, electromyography, muscle biopsy, and genetic testing are helpful tools in identifying the presence of myopathies and determining the etiology. Management is largely supportive for an inherited myopathies. In acquired myopathies, treatment is staggered towards the underlying cause. Treatment of strained myopathies is dependent on creatine phosphokinase level and degree of muscle symptom. Consider lower dose when initiating statin therapies. Thank you.